Hello, hello everyone. Let me check and see if my audio is being captured. Video looking okay. Audio, mic, yep, looks like levels are alright. If you're in the chat room, feel free to say hi. Let me know whether or not any of the audio levels are off, or the video looks horrible, or what have you. Also, thank you to Sinarg and Stellaloon for hosting me. Much appreciated. And we're going to continue here with the room finishing up. We're in the, I think, what is the final chapter of the game, which was actually kind of a, the epilogue, I think, which was added on to the base game, like an enhanced edition or Game of the Year edition or whatever, I don't know. So we'll go ahead and hopefully wrap this up tonight. Would help to have both of my headphones in here. Alright. Where on Earth am I? See, you're making an assumption, though, that you're on Earth. Alright, so here we are again with a different kind of box. And if we just look around, we've got a bunch of gears around the room and a very small... Oh, can we leave? Go back that walkway there? No. Doesn't look like it. So yes, there's quite a bit going on here, as you can probably see from my cursory spin around the table. Can't really interact with the background as far as I can tell. As far as I remember, because this is not the first time that I've played the game, of course. Before we start clicking around on anything, and definitely not hitting our hint button if we can help it, let's see what we got here. A little note from the looks of things. Also, before you even do that, as we're probably aware, we still have this lens, and as we know, we should always use the lens. See if it reveals something, and sure enough, we're seeing something right there on the table itself. Looks like a mixed up handprint. But we will deal with that in just a little bit. I do love me some puzzle games like this. Alright, well, let's go ahead and take a closer look at this piece of paper. From AS again. A queer sense of movement. Not quite turning, not quite falling. I felt myself cross the threshold, and the visions abated. Perhaps they only served to drive me to this place? The route back closes behind me, but a way forward opens ahead. Something is drawing me on. In case you are with me, I will try to guide you along the path. I pray you never came. I pray you are just another of my dreams. And what looks to be a clue of some sort here has to do with possibly a musical keyboard. Two of the keys marked on it. So, we will have to keep that in mind. Pardon me for a moment while I open a drink here. I'll mute the mic so it won't blast anyone's ears out. And I totally did not even mute the mic. Well, that's grand. Button's a little bit, not quite right. Wonder if it was muted this whole time. No, I don't think it was. Alright, anyhow. We also have notepad and pen here. Notepad with a sketch of the null element, yeah. Using the lens does nothing. It almost seems like this is useless, but I'm willing to bet there's more to it than meets the eye. Okay. Well, before we get to the centerpiece, let's look at the table, shall we? A nice decorative round wooden table. It seems to have some markings right here. One of which is on a different piece of wood, but that probably doesn't matter. You never know. Okay, no, nothing there. Oh, there's something there. It even has a little nameplate on it, or whatever they're called. Limited edition English drum table, job number 3817. I wonder if that probably is a clue for something too. I don't know. And moving on. Another thing here. Don't know what that's about yet. Another one here. Wow, there's a bunch of weird symbols and things going on. Another thing that we can interact with. We'll come back to that. Let's just get our bearings on everything first. I do not know how long this epilogue takes, if this is indeed the epilogue. So 3 looks like square holes with 1, 2, and 3 dot markers next to each of them. Then over here looks like oh, there are 2 small holes suggesting something is missing. Yeah, maybe like a key or something. And nothing else under the table. I mean, I can't really look any further underneath it there. On top of the table, as we had noticed earlier, there is this handprint over here, which you cannot see at all without the lens on. Now let's look at the box. Let's just start with the top. Okay, well, you can't really do anything else with the top there. With or without the lens, it just looks like a little hex with some shapes in it. Wreath design, yeah, nothing special or fancy. And then there's this thing here. It looks like, hey, musical notes of a sort. Can't do anything with that. The lens does nothing for me. Okay, nothing there. Let's go to this one here. Another musical lens thing. Lens is of no help. A star-shaped socket, it says. Does it say anything when I click on this one? Nothing. How about over here? Yeah, can't zoom in on that. This one, there's a plate here. A small keyhole. Looks like it might slide in some fashion. Oh, there's something here. Can't interact with it though. Alright. And back to that again. Okay, so we've seen all there is to see. There's only 2 things from what I can tell that we can interact with. So let's interact with them. The first was this, which we noticed looks like you could slide it down. And indeed we can, and we get these. Okay, so it looks like these are meant to be placed in specific positions, and the 1, 2, 3 dots obviously correlate to probably these 1, 2, 3 dots. But there's nothing in there. We can't see what's supposed to correlate with them. Also, if you notice, look, it's hollow behind there. The other ones are not hollow, so that would suggest that something slides behind that, thus maybe giving you the answer or something. I don't know. Well, since we can't get any further with this right now without knowing what the code is, let's go ahead and... Actually, there were 3 things that we could interact with. I apologize. One was probably the handprint. But anyway, let's go ahead and interact with this. Okay, that slides open. And we're given a couple of buttons, a square button with a dot and a triangle with a dot. Looks like there's a gear missing, Alright, the button rotates each of those, I guess, axles. But since there are no gears, nothing happens. Alright. Then, once again, we're at an impasse, so we go for the third and final thing that we can interact with, the handprint. Put that in place, and sure enough, it lifts up. And let's look at it here. Okay, there's a little switch on one side. It looks like a metal plate on the other. Nothing else of any particular note about it. Let's slide that switch. Ah, the metal plate opens up. It was a drawer. And there's a gear. A small gear, it says. Oh, and now the table goes recessed again. Okay. Well, as always, we gotta inspect every single inventory item. So it's a lovely gear with a triangle. There's a little, looks like an octagon. I'm not sure if it's meant to be round or if it's meant to be an octagon there inside, but it doesn't matter. By the way, something that just now came to me. This is actually a pause symbol, not a Roman numeral 2. Or maybe that is the inception of the pause symbol. I don't know. But it's kind of obvious that this needs to be fitted over here because of the triangular peg-like structure there. So, boom. Makes sense. Hit the button and that slides around. And this slides over here. And sure enough, it's free sliding around here. And it can move across things. And I noticed on some of them, especially, I'm seeing some lights, some lens flares, which means it's probably turning on the lights around like these, I think. But anyway, let's see where this thing did here. It slid around here, and sure enough, because that was this item behind here was a wire mesh with a whole bunch of different symbols. Now we can see what those symbols are here. Interesting. So now we probably have the code to put in, but let's hold off for that for just right now at the moment here. And let's see if we can't figure this out here. It's a little bit vague, but it kind of looks to me yes, as though you're supposed to do that. You're supposed to turn them all on, so to speak. There we go. Okay, so you gotta keep it moving. Okay, there we go. We can slide it in there, and that has unlocked the first one. Now we got to unlock the second as well. Okay. So we can bring it around to this new track and unlock that as well. There we go, and they all close up again. And unfortunately, you can't see the lights that were turned on because they don't stay on. At least not now. Maybe later they will. It was kind of a neat touch. So let's go ahead and flip that switch, and another recessed area has opened up in the table. Wow. Talk about intricate. There's so much going on. We still have those 1, 2, 3 dots to deal with too. Alright, well, let's look at this. Lots of symbols here. I just picked up a metal orb. There's something strange about it, evidently, without even realizing that I picked it up. Alright, well, let's look at it. Sure enough, there is it's a metal orb. And there's something strange about it, huh? And yep, it opens up once you get the button aligned. Hey, stay open when I tell you to stay open. And it was a complex mechanism to hand me a small gear. That was needlessly complex. There is literally nothing else this orb is used for, is it? Is there? Wow. Almost Rube Goldian. Rube Goldbergian, whatever it is. Alright, well, we look at this, and sure enough, it's the same sort of octagon pin with a square thing. And, yeah, the orb's gone. That was its sole purpose in life, was to deliver this gear. And now we're left with this, which was a part of where that orb came from. Looks like four recessed areas, 3 with holding an elliptical shape, mostly faceted, I think. And a 4th one here, just quadrant of a circle. I don't know. Nothing I can do. Clicking on it does nothing. So, alright, that's fine. Moving on. So we have a gear we can put in there. We have these sliders we can move around here. We got some choices. Let's, before we put in the gear, let's go ahead and switch gears a bit and try this out instead. So, let's see, it's a triangle with an S, then spiral with a cross, and then an S with 2 dots. So, triangle with an S, then a spiral with a cross, and then number 3 is the S with 2 dots. Sure enough, that causes a tray to open up, which gives me a coin. Coin says Talisman Curious Company Roller Organ Token. Okay, we have a token for a roller organ. Alright, finally, let's put on that second gear. And push the button. And it slides that open, the last part of that cage. Gives me a convenient handle, slide out handle. I'll just pull the handle open. And some old faded tarot cards, including Death and Voyage. And a 16 of something, I don't know what that was. 8 of something. And I have no idea what this is. Probably the backs of the cards, I guess. And that's fine. And we have what looks to be a strangely shaped key. And yeah, it sure enough is a very strangely shaped key. Has kind of what looks like musical notes on it on both ends. An interesting little star-shaped design, 8-pointed star. Arrows on it. Interesting, huh? And doesn't appear to be anything else in this drawer, so let's leave it. Now, we have seen a star-shaped socket somewhere. Yep, right here. Looks like it's tailor-made just for this key. And in fact, this is the only way we can go now. Oh! I started something. I started the great machine upon which we live now. Hope this isn't a machine for pigs. And we can rotate this. There's various stops on it, switches, and looked like there was an opening as well. Uh-huh. And sure enough, that allows me to grab a thing. A key. There's another one in that one. We're going to have to hit the switch to put it back. So we can get that. Another strangely shaped key. Gotta love these strange keys, though. Actually, I do. Have to go back and check that every time just to see. Alright, slide that back up. And let's go back to... I don't even remember where it was now. Or if there's more than just 3 positions. Okay, here looks to be a metal plate and with a handle. Interesting, and a couple of pegs in there. Okay, it looks like it could even split. So, interesting stuff. I wonder whether or not the key would work in here. It almost looks like it might. Yeah. And it slides open. And there's a bunch of symbols here. Three pegs, one of which is lit up and has a slight symbol on it. I can't really read. Well, maybe that'll come to us later. All right, let's look at the handle we've got. Well, we did see. What was it? It was here, wasn't it? Yes. This thing here has a couple of pegs. I wonder if it could be used for that. Looks like it might. Sure enough. Well, well, well. Looky what we have here. And something here. Nope. If we look at that note again, it specifically states this key next to this one, this key next to that one. I wonder if they have to be pressed in any order. I don't know, but that would be this and this. Okay, so it's opened this up. And it's giving me a coin slot. Well, we just happen to have a coin that looks like it would fit in there. Okay. Simon Says. That's the theme music to the game there. Very simplified. And it had engaged gear to open this up for me, where I get a metal handle and another metal handle. Oh no, there goes the keyboard. I guess we're done playing music for now. Yeah. Well, let's see. We got these handles. They have hexagons on the end. Okay. Doesn't appear to be helpful right now. I've just about reached an impasse, you know. I mean, I could sit here and try all these symbols, but nothing's doing, you know. Nothing doing. I heard something there in the game. Don't know what it was, but I heard something. I think it was just some ambiance, you know, meant to throw you off your game. Well, it's succeeding. Alright. Can't mess with that anymore. Gotten all we need to out of this, it looks like. I'm guessing pressing these buttons anymore doesn't help. Nope. Can't slide that back. Can't do anything here with the tarot cards. Slide the drawer home. Nope. Keep hearing miscellaneous sound effects everywhere. I can't slide that back or anything there. No. Boy, that is so spooky. Alright, well, nothing else we can do there. How do we rotate all the way around there? I guess we must be incorporeal. How about this little label here? No, I don't think there's anything on that little plaque. We've already messed with this. I guess hitting the switch won't... Yeah, it won't even let us hit the switch anymore. It won't let us move that anymore either. Huh. That's a shame. Well... I know I'm missing something. I'm seeing 3 dots in this little symbol right here, which I don't think that symbol is anywhere on here. But there is that 3 dots thing. But there's no symbol that, you know, equates to what it was next to there. I can't even move these anymore anyway. They are now locked in position. Well, the only thing left to do is to mess with this. Ah, that has changed something. Okay. Weird. It's showing this symbol there and this symbol there and nothing up there. Rotate it to the right once more. Now it's pointing to the right with 2 dots and that. I wonder if it's kind of asking. Yeah. Oh, see, the 1, 2, and 3 dots there. So it's giving us an answer here, saying here's what's in that spot and here's what's in that spot. This double C and then the M, basically, very tall M. So let's set them that way. Like we come over here, okay, and we'll set this one to a very tall M, since that's the one that's lit up on the triangle. Hope I'm right. And over here, this one was the double C. Aha. And now if we were to put this back up to the top middle, sure enough, that gives us something here. 2 buttons that are pressed. It opens this up. Oh, and that. Oh dear. Okay. So I think that's kind of obvious what we need to do there. And I guess that'll give us a number code we enter here. Okay. That sounds reasonable at least. Let's go along with that, shall we? Also, I'm probably, if I can remember to, and get off my butt and do it, change my settings so I can stream, or at least record at 1080p while I'm streaming at 720p. So that when I do actually upload these to YouTube later on, they'll be at 1080p resolution. Because apparently it's okay to do 1080p as a YouTube video, but not as not as streaming. Interesting. So makes me wonder. It's probably aha. I see. Yes, indeed, I do. There you go. There's your answer. Boom, boom. So let's come up here and enter that code. Yep, looks like it was correct. That was kind of nice. Oh, here we go again. Another one of these shimmering panels. Oh, yes. Okay. A socket for something. And another socket for something. Gee, I wonder what. They look like hexagons, don't they? Alright. And these you can't interact with at all here. Now, let's see what happens when we put that on. Aha! Sure enough, there's something. Okay. Well, let's put things into the sockets then, shall we? And see, when you rotate, things happen. Now, as I recall, see, that side is completely all metal, all solids. You know, there's no holes in it, so there's all solids there. You need to actually give it holes. So I could say take this top piece and rotate it towards that side. And now, if you look here, look, there's a hole, and I can slide this into it, and it locks into place. Now, when I come back here and I look at it, sure enough, it has something in it. So we kind of need to plan ahead on what's going to go where. Like this one can drop in here, that's kind of obvious, but then we got to deal with these two. Top right, bottom left. Okay. So what do we got here? Well, we got, that'll be at the bottom right, which we don't want. What else do we have here? Here's this. We can actually do this right now, like that. That'll be at the bottom left. Yep. Done. So now we just need to get the top right slot in. It's actually not that hard. Let's see if we can find, where's that top right? So where's the only empty slot? There it is. So all we really need to do is see if we put it over here, we can then easily manipulate where we want it to be for when we rotate it like that, you see. And we want it to be on the top right. Well, that's on the top left, right? But this, we'll easily put it on the top right from the point of view of that side. Yep, there it is. So it's a relatively easy puzzle, but you do have to think in 3 dimensions. Oh. Why, thank you. And even without the lens, I can see it. And I now have a red gem and a metal plate. And it goes away. And one of the 3 latches is now open. Actually, that's not really a latch, it's a hinge. And 2 more things have opened up. Okay. Now things get interesting. So now if we look down... Oh, it's not going to let us look down here? Seriously, can we look at this? Yeah, we can look at this. Okay. Yeah, I think it's kind of obvious where that piece goes. Nothing special here. I can look at this, start sliding things around. If you look on the other side, there's a hole down there. So we probably need to have the hole there. Actually, I kind of remember this a little bit. And this is... Well, there's something going on there, but we can't quite see what. I can kind of see it faintly there in the glass. You can't look at it from this side. We can go ahead and drop this in here, though. And I think that might actually cause... Yeah, there's a little bit of something showing up now. But obviously we need the other 3 pieces for the rest of it to appear. Okay, so here's the other 3 pieces. We need to get them out. How do we get them out? They're kind of trapped in here in these things. Well, that's where the hole comes in, right? Yeah. Yep. So we need to drop these down to the hole and just take them. Thank you, we have a blue gem now. Nothing fancy, just a blue gem. Okay. Huh. We need to get all these up here that are really annoying, that we don't need there anymore. Yeah, whoops, I keep hitting the right click button and I mean to hit left. And we have a green gem. Yep. And back on this side. Yeah, see, super easy. A yellow gem. Okay, nothing special. Didn't know if maybe one of them had some sort of special etching on it or what have you. So, well, now which one goes in which? I can remove this again if I need to. Well, the red one is kind of stuck in place, so that's your anchor, and so you can take it back out again. And we'll just drop in the rest of them here. We don't know what order they need to be in, but that's where this lens will help us. We can kind of get an idea of what needs to be where. And the colors are somewhat representational. Of course, the color of the lens itself kind of really screws things over a little bit. Oh, hey, I have a viewer. Hello, viewer. Thanks for watching. Feel free to say hi if you like. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep on. A little bit of trial and error here. So the red is the one that is immobile. I mean, we cannot move it around. It's stuck in its position. So you can see the little bit of the red stuff there. So we need to connect things to it. Well, it looks like... I'm not sure if that's connecting right there with the... Is that supposed to be the yellow or the... I don't know. There's yellow, green, and blue. I see the blue. That's, you know, obvious. But green and yellow look the same thanks to the lens of this thing. It's very odd. Well, I mean, there's only, like, what, 6 possibilities? yeah, there's only 6 possibilities anyway. So let's just start moving some things around. Let's put the green over here and the blue here. I generally don't like brute forcing things. But oh my goodness, look at that. Well, I got it on the first try. Second hinge is released. And it wants to open now. It's teasing us. Do we dare open it? Of course we are. Going to dare to open it. That looks painful, I think. And again, we got a nameplate here. It says Talisman Music Box. The world renowned Talisman, Guildford, England. Established 1807. Music box, and I guess a serial number there, or patent number or something. Okay, so let's see. What are we looking at here? We've got a button in the middle that rotates things between one of 3 possible positions. We also have... Looks like this centerpiece can be rotated, especially because the arrows and the little grippy looking side here, the knurled side. But no, it's not allowing us to rotate anything there. Anything with the lid. You never know. It's always worth checking everything out. Oh, I guess that's where the that one panel was that slid out. Yeah, it was. Where the gems were. Okay, so no. We just have a button. Interesting. 3 possible positions. So, obviously to get on here, we're going to have to put it in this position. And the only way that it can move on is to go here. Now at this point, we can go up there with that position. I guess that's the only way we can go. But I think here, if we got like 1... No, just the 1. Okay. There's only 1 way to go still. There's 1. Nope, still only 1 way to go. If I remember correctly, at some point there's like some branching paths. You could go either way. So there's 1. Nothing there. And that's where we came from. So we're going to have to do this. It might be a 1-way kind of thing. Well, here you go. Here's a definite branching path. So we can either go on up and even on around here or come back. And I'm willing to bet you the smart money is going back. So before I even move this piece any further, I'm just going to kind of visually follow the back path here and see if that's going to mess me up at some point or if it's going to work. Oh wow, it's that simple. It goes nowhere. So we definitely want to take this upper path. Now the question then becomes, do we stay here or go on down to that path? Let's see what happens if we just stay here. Nowhere, nowhere. So yeah, we pretty much have to continue onward. And this one, yep, it only connects to one other location over here, which will only ever go to the end. So that was kind of easy. Touch, touch, touch. I'm touching you. Alright, we'll back up and look. Is it me or is the machinery running even faster now? I think it is. I still can't turn this knurled thing. It's not changing anything. I can't look up at it. So... swings me around here. Ah! Of course. How silly of me. And then there's this. Which, of course, if you look at it at just the right angle, with the right stuff around it... I can't even remember now what shape I'm trying to make. It's not the null element, is it? Oh, hey, yeah. Piece of the null element. Oh. Another one. So that wasn't as easy then. This one, I just saw someone walk in here next to me. Scare me slightly. Alright, I'm getting a little too edgy here. Let me get a little more comfy. Okay? Okay. Alrighty. Let's try this some more here. Well, we got 1, 2, 3 positions again, and the only one we can take is this one. From here, there's 1, and only the 1. From here, there's one place we can go, and that's the only place we can go, so we may as well take it. From here, there are 2 places we can go. Alright, so let's look at both of them. If we look at the zigzag here, where does it go? Absolutely nowhere. So we know we gotta take this route. How many stops does it have? Well, again, they've made it really easy. I've played much more difficult games than this. Alright, here we go again. Boom. Oh, now we have to rotate this thing to have it match up, huh? Yep. Something like that. Oh dear. Game complete. You made it through. Unflustered, I hope, as there will surely be sterner tests to come. You have taken the first step on a longer journey. I see no benefit in hiding the truth of your predicament. There is no way back. Not for any of us. For now, you are as trapped as I. Press forward with heart, my friend. There are many more rooms ahead. Dun, dun, dun. And back to the main menu. So, that has been The Room, at least the epilogue for tonight's episode, which rounds out nicely at almost an hour's worth of streaming. So that worked out pretty well. I hope you have enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching, if you have watched it. I like how you can play with that in the menu here, and you can even rotate just a little bit and kind of get a glimpse inside of what's in the room. What's in there? Can't turn the knob, you can't move the door, but you can at least kind of get a glimpse. Very slight glimpse. Even the null element symbol right there. Lock. Anyhow, that was fun. I do have The Room 2 downloaded, and I did play through that one completely on my iPad when I had an iPad. Actually, I still have it, but anyway. So I have played through that one, so it'll be nice. It's been a long time. It'd be nice to actually revisit that and see how much I remember of that game as well. It is a continuation of the series. There is also the Room 3. I'm not sure if that's available on Steam yet. I have played a little bit of it on the iPad. Never finished it. Actually, more than a little. Didn't actually finish it. But it's still very much fun. Both of them are. The creepy vibes continue and only get more intense. The puzzle solving is just as good, if not better. I very much enjoy them. So I think next time I decide to stream it, I'm not really in the mood to play a traditional first-person shooter or Tomb Raider game or whatever, Subnautica or something. If I get tired of that, then it'll probably be the Room 2. So follow me here on Twitch at SturmB, also on Twitter at SturmB. That's where I will be announcing, of course, when I'll be streaming, which is typically Wednesday nights at roughly 9 p.m. Eastern Time. You can find me on Instagram, even though I rarely ever post there. Just Sturm is my username there. And I think that's about it. So, again, thanks for watching, and we'll hopefully see you next time. Take care.